The Oklahoma City Thunder haven't had the national spotlight on them for much of this season, but I think the postseason has finally allowed them to give them the credit that they truly deserve. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been an MVP candidate for the greater part of this year. He's taken monumental steps in his development ever since joining the OKC Thunder. You have Jalen Williams, who's been the go-to number 2 option for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think he's been very consistent so far in this postseason run as well in that sweep against the New Orleans Pelicans. You also have Chet Holmgren, who's been subject to criticism due to his toothpick frame, but he has backed it up with his length, and he's averaged more than 2 blocks a game, been consistent in the postseason as well on the defensive side. I think the pick and pop game is something that he can continue to work on, but still is their defensive anchor, especially in the middle. You have Lu Dort, their premier wing defender, who has been very solid throughout the years. He's going to be probably on Luka throughout this series and maybe also on Kyrie for certain spurts in this game. It's going to be a very exciting series. I think that we're going to see a veteran side with the Dallas Mavericks, who have been to the conference finals 2 years ago, and then you have Kyrie, who has some NBA finals experience. I think the veteran experience is going to prove to be a big factor in this series. I think that, yes, the Dallas Mavericks are kind of a little banged up. They went through a long, grueling 6-game series, and now with Maxi Kleber out for at least this series, is going to give the Thunder at least a little bit of advantage, especially with that switching ability, because Kleber, not only is he a great three-point shooter, but he has defensive versatility. He has the ability to switch onto big men, but also be a pretty decent long wing defender as well. He's probably better off suited to be on the wings, and that's just another body you can throw at SGA, but I think as presently constructed between PJ Washington and Derek Lively, that is still 2 guys that you can help out with. And we've seen elevated play defensively, at least from Luka and Kyrie, so they're going to have to continue to bring that on if they want to make this a series. And you still have Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively Jr. as well as big men, and I talked about them before in the previous episode, how they just bring an extra dimension for the center position for the Dallas Mavericks. I think in the first couple of games, what we're going to see is that the Thunder are fresh and they haven't played in almost 8 days. So I think that advantage will prove to be a high-flying start. They're in front of their home crowd, and they might either run the Mavericks out of the gym or at least get off to a very good start, and then the Mavericks have to chip away at it, because we've seen the Mavericks start off slow in a couple games against the Clippers in round 1, and it's very possible that could happen for the first game. But what I think will happen, at least in game 1, they might be able to rally, steal that, or they will find a way to make some adjustments for game 2 and steal at least one of the 2 games, and then it's just a best of 5 at that moment. But I think I'm going to pick the Dallas Mavericks in a very, very close 7-game series, and they are going to advance past the Oklahoma City Thunder and go to the conference finals.